Know your worth, walk your path. People know your worth, they just hope you don't. Don't base your decisions on the advice of those who don't have to deal with the results. Sometimes good things fall apart so better things can come together. Accept people as they are, but place them where they belong. For better or worse, the way things are now is not how they'll always be. Never confuse the people who are always around you with the people who are always there for you. You can't reach for what's in front of you until you let go of what's behind you. It's your road and yours alone. Others may walk it with you, but no one can walk it for you. Don't try to save someone who isn't actively trying to save themselves. They often don't want to be saved, just someone to pull down with them. What you do between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. pays the bills. What you do between 5 p.m. and midnight builds your legacy. Be careful about the stories you're telling yourself about your current circumstances. A head full of negative thoughts has no room for positive ones. The people who say you can't or you won't are usually the ones afraid that you will. People ask what you do for a living so they can calculate how much respect to give. Your life today is the result of the choices you made last year. Your life next year will reflect the new choices you begin to make today. Choosing comfort over discomfort does not lead to a comfortable life. Stay close to the people who want more for you, not more from you. Sometimes the hardest things in life are the ones we need to hear the most. Experience is the hardest kind of teacher. It gives the test first and the lesson afterward. There comes a time in your life when you must choose to turn the page, write a new book, or close it for good. Solving a problem without solving its root is like taking one step forward and one back. How you treat your body before 45 is how your body will treat you after 45. The wrong people always teach you the right life lessons. They say time changes things, but you have to change them yourself. Once you realize the power of your presence, you won't be just anywhere. You'll never hear someone doing better than you speak negatively about you. If you don't separate yourself from your distractions will separate you from your goals and the life you want. If you find a path without obstacles, it probably leads nowhere. One of the fastest ways to improve your life is to simply do what you said you were going to do. There's only one thing more painful than learning from experience, and that's not learning. From experience, you don't get what you wish for. You get what you work for. You are always stronger and more resourceful than you give yourself credit for. 2 things to remember in life. Take care of your thoughts when you're alone, and your words when you're with others. People only change for themselves. You won't have to force it or break yourself apart to help them. If it can be fixed, why complain? If it can't be fixed, why complain? Everyone wants to skip the struggle, not knowing that's where character is built. Failure is life's way of teaching us its rules, especially the ones we don't want to learn. It never gets easy, but it does get easier. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Some people are investments, some people are bills. Know the difference. Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. Through the fire, forward, you can choose the game you play, but not its rules. We cannot live happily wishing the world followed the rules we are comfortable with. Stop being so available to people who are only there for you when it's convenient. You don't notice your progress in life because you're always raising the bar. The human capacity for burden is like bamboo, far more flexible than it appears at first glance. When you're driving through the darkness, you can only see as far as the headlights shine, but you can make the whole trip that way. There is a healthy amount of distrust to have in everyone. No one's intentions are ever fully clear, even when they're stated. You're not crazy, you're intelligent. The trouble is, you think you have time. Our wounds are often the openings into the best and most beautiful parts of us. If they don't know you personally, don't take it personally. Recognizing that you are not where you want to be is the beginning of change. If you wouldn't take advice from them, why take their criticism? Sometimes the smallest step in the right direction ends up being the biggest step of your life. If you have more than 3 priorities, you have none. Smart people learn from everything and everyone. Average people learn from their experiences. Fools already have all the answers. Don't tell your friends what your enemies shouldn't know. Expect little from others. Expect a lot from yourself. That's the secret of a happy life. Don't rely on others to tell you how to be happy or what makes a good life. Staying positive doesn't mean being happy all the time. It means believing better days are coming, even when the current one is hard. Don't just love yourself. Respect yourself. If you don't, others will walk all over you. Don't let anyone who hasn't walked in your shoes tell you how to tie your laces. The quickest way to succeed is to start now and figure it out as you go. You can't learn to drive in a parked. The time you kill doesn't die quietly. It comes back for revenge. Be not afraid of moving slowly. Be afraid only of standing still. We generate fear while we sit. We overcome it through action. You can lie down for people to walk on you, and they'll still complain you're not flat enough. Maybe the path that scares you most is the one you're meant to take. Don't be afraid to do things alone. Waiting for others will cause you to miss some of the most beautiful parts of life. If you find no solution to a problem, maybe it's not a problem to be solved, but a truth to be accepted. You'll never be rewarded for following someone else's rules. If you only do what you can do, you'll never become what you could be. When you work for someone else, you own only your labor. not its fruits. Problems grow to the size they need for you to notice them. Not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path. You may not realize it at the time, but a kick in the teeth can be the best thing in the world for you. You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. Adversity is not a detour. It is the path. If you fuel your journey on the opinions of others, you will run out of gas. Go forth on your path. It exists only through your walking. Show respect to people even when they don't deserve it. Respect is a reflection of your character, not theirs. If you want to feed a problem, keep thinking about it. If you want to solve it, take action. The road to success and the road to failure look almost exactly the same. Sometimes you need your feelings hurt to finally wake up and focus on yourself. Most of what feels urgent is just important to someone else, not to you. As long as you're going to be thinking, think big. Only those willing to risk going too far will ever find out how far they can go. Adversity brings out talents that would have slept through prosperity. Edge of becoming. A decision is a sharp knife. It cuts clean and straight. Indecision is a dull one. It hacks, it tears, and leaves ragged edges behind. What you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become in the process. If you don't like the road you're walking, start paving another one. If you wait until you're ready, you'll be waiting for the rest of your life. You have to fight through the bad days to earn the best days of your life. The world is round. What feels like the end is often the beginning. With confidence, you've already won before you've even started. Don't be discouraged. It's often the last key in the bunch that opens the lock. If we all did what we were capable of, we would astonish ourselves. Change is never painful. Only the resistance to change hurts. 20 years from now, you'll regret the things you didn't do more than the ones you did. Maturity begins when you stop complaining and making excuses and start making changes. The first step toward progress is deciding you will not stay where you are. Sometimes you have to lose everything to discover who you really are. You will face problems your whole life. The question is whether you keep choosing the same ones over and over. Nothing is permanent in this wicked world, not even your troubles. There is still hope, even when your brain tells you there isn't. Stay away from negative people. They have a problem for every solution. Where there is ruin, there is hope for treasure. Don't be afraid because you don't have all the answers. You will learn as you live. You will find your way. A shadow only means that there's a light nearby. Just because you hate this chapter doesn't mean you'll hate the book. No amount of regret can change the past. No amount of worry can change the future. We must accept finite disappointment but never lose infinite hope. If you look for the light, you will often find it. But if you look for the dark, it's all you'll ever see. Start by doing what's necessary, then do what's possible. And suddenly, you're doing the impossible. Stand up to your obstacles. Do something about them. They're not half as strong as you imagine them to be. Don't let bad days trick you into thinking you have a bad life. The moment you want to quit is often the moment you must keep going. People who avoid failure also avoid success. There is no passion to be found in playing small, in settling for a life less than the one you are capable of living. If you want to increase your success rate, double your failure rate. Don't set yourself on fire to keep others warm. Take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live in. When you try to please everybody, you almost always please nobody. Never lower your standards just because someone can't reach them. People don't think about you as much as you imagine. We don't walk away to teach others a lesson. We walk away because we finally learned our own. You can't convince anyone to love you. Love doesn't come through pleading. It moves freely, or it's not love at all. Don't waste your time on anything else. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. If you want a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. You can win so much in life just by being the last one to give up. More important than choosing the right one is having the strength to walk away from the wrong one. Forgiving in silence and never speaking again is also self-care. People may forget what you said. They may forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Stop complaining about the results you didn't get from the work you didn't put in. If you stopped seeing the world in terms of what you like or dislike, and instead saw things for what they are, you would find a great deal of peace. The mirror and the mountain. You may be the only one left who believes in you. But that's enough. As you grow, you may find yourself disappointed in the world around you. To avoid this, be hard on yourself and gentle with others. When you begin to see your worth, you'll find it harder to stay around people who don't. Winners have failed more times than losers have tried. Problems are the price you pay for progress. Until you change your thinking, you will continue to recycle the same experience. People don't get what they deserve. They get what they choose, what they chase, what they change. Tomorrow is shaped by what you do today. It's not who you think you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not. You will ruin your life trying to make everyone else happy. Strength doesn't come from doing what's easy. It comes from conquering what once felt impossible. You can't solve problems with the same mindset that created them. The more you sweat in training, the less you bleed in battle. Stop looking for happiness in the same place you lost it. To be the best, you must learn to endure the worst. care too much about what others think, and you become their prisoner. Waiting for change while doing nothing is like standing at a bus stop waiting for a train. If you constantly question whether something is right for you, the answer is usually no. Confidence is not walking in thinking you're better than everyone. It's walking in without needing to compare at all. If you wait for life, it simply passes you by. Buy without looking at the price tag. Work without checking the clock. Spend time only on what and who truly matter. We live two lives. The second begins the moment we realize we only have one. If you're born poor, it's not your fault. If you die poor, it's on you. The past cannot be changed, edited, or erased. It can only be accepted. Time is like a river. You never touch the same water twice. Your worth is not defined by someone else's inability to see it. Don't make decisions from fear. Make them from hope. Your life changes the day you realize it's better to be alone than to chase people who don't really care. You only need to compare yourself to who you were yesterday, nothing more. Life becomes sacred when you understand you'll never get the same moment twice. You can do everything right and still lose. That's not weakness. That's life. No matter what you've been told, there is always more to the story. You will anger many people doing what's best for you. You cannot cross the ocean without losing sight of the shore. You won't remember the nights you stayed in and did nothing. Someone's opinion of you doesn't have to become your reality. Better to be thought a fool than to open your mouth and prove it. Expectation hurts more than denied hope, but fulfilled hope brings deeper joy than fulfilled expectation. You train people how to treat you, whether you realize it or not. We are frightened more by our thoughts than by actual events. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Optimism is the faith that fuels achievement. Nothing happens without hope. Nothing endures without belief. Let your dreams be bigger than your current capacity to reach them. If they don't scare you, they're not big enough. The goal of life isn't to be perfect. It's to be better than you were before. You're always just one decision away from a completely different life.